Welcome back, martial arts enthusiasts and MMA lovers alike. So, you've already gone through a couple of videos, hopefully with me. If not, you can recheck those at any point. The first one we went through is MMA grappling. Kind of rulings you haven't really seen. Well, you've seen how our grappling works through core rules, but we kind of spice it up a little bit with a little bit new mechanics. Now, the second chapter of things we went into submission holds, you're standing on the ground. These are things that kind of go beyond the typical crush maneuver you guys see in the grapple exchange under SWADE. Now, the third chapter, you're probably thinking, well, you must be introducing striking now, correct? No, not quite. Well, to explain why is because the trappings behind strikes are very easy. An elbow's an elbow, a knee's a knee. Most of the stuff, you can kind of get your imagination go for it. Instead, we're going to actually show you something more interesting. We're going to go right into what I like to say edges, the thing that we all love. So we got a couple of categories in that. I'm going to show you what exactly I've had designed. These are all subject to change. Now, a couple of things I do want to mention at first. They will require the martial arts edge to have in the first place if you're going to use these. So just keep that in mind, people. And the first one I have, I think you guys might enjoy it. So this first one I have designed, I call this one Endurance Fighter. So for it, you just got to be novice and you got to be pretty hardy with a D8 vigor. So basically, if you want to picture a description, you have trained to maintain your stamina and effectiveness through prolonged combat. This will make you someone who can stand up for yourself, not only in taking beating, but thus lasting. The benefit of this, you gain a +2 bonus rolls to resist fatigue. And additionally, you get to ignore one level of penalties due to fatigue. Now, this really only comes into play when you're in combat. Outside of combat, that level of fatigue to ignore kind of goes down. Think of it as adrenaline dump. Once you're not fighting anymore, you're struggling anyone else. You know, it's not a permanent fixture. I'm sorry, people. So, second one, we call this one Technical Striker. This one, you need a D8 agility and at least a D6 fighting to kind of make this work out. So for this, your striking precise and calculated, and it allows you to hit weak points with ease. You get a +1 bonus to fighting rolls when making call shots with unarmed strikes. So if you picture you position the strikers in kickboxing, MMA, those are the perfect examples you can think of when you're going through this whole process. Now, the third one I've kind of added, it's called Defensive Tactician. Now, you need typically D8 smarts for this, at least. We could complicate it down the road and put calculating as another requirement. It's very possible a tactician, but anyway, with this one, you get to accelerating your opponent's moves and adjusting your strategy to counter them correctly. And the benefit is a +1 parry and +1 bonus to resist being shaken. So it kind of makes this load more defensive overall. But again, this is trying to keep in focus of martial arts, so we're not trying to get too crazy here. Now, combat edges. This is where we start getting a little fun. I'm not going to mention the requirements like rank-wise. We could work into that and could be adjusted in the future if you guys enjoy what we've written here. And I say we, I mean me. It's just a habit of creating themes, so I do apologize for that. So, first one we call is ground and pound. So for this, you need an flex at least of a D6, a strength of a D8, and a D8 fighting typically for this. So you are skilled at controlling your opponents on the ground and delivering powerful strikes. When you have your opponent grappled or prone, your unarmed strikes will deal additional D4 damage added to everything that's already on the ground. So, ground and pound, if you know how to do it, it's a great benefit to you. Sweep the leg. Yes, you Karate Kid everything, and Cobra Kai lovers, I had to make that name, I'm sorry. Though this one's a season 1, you need a D8 agility, a D8 fighting for it. And you can effectively sweep your opponent's legs, taking them to the ground. You get a +2 bonus. Fighting-wise, when attempting a trip maneuver, if successful, your opponent is also shaken. So really, it's typically, it's not really a brand new maneuver so much. You go almost kind of like a modified push, but we just kind of shift it around for there. Now, this one I actually personally like, where I've designed this one. Probably would be at a higher level one, but I do like this. We call this one Crushing Grip. So you need a D8 strength, at least a D6 fighting, and a D8 flex, because you are involved in grappling here. So your grip strength is formidable, and it makes it arduous for your opponents to escape once you grab them. So your opponents will suffer a -2 penalties to escape these grapples. Not only that, each round you maintain a grapple, you get an additional D4 of damage that can explode, so you are dealing pain for it. Now, got a couple more to kind of discuss things if I'm breezing by. Sorry, but I just wanted to get over and let you guys know each of the fun ones I got for you. So this one I call Flurry of Blows. You need, well, D8 agility, D8 fighting. You deliver a rapid series of strikes and keep your session. Honestly, I'd probably possibly put two-fisted or ambidextrous in here as well. Like I said, these are all kind of being drafted, and I'm giving you ideas right now for how he works. But how we make this function. Once per encounter, you can make 2 unarmed attacks in a single action without the usual multi-action penalties. So I do have this kind of an idea for you. Once per encounter is kind of like the chi maneuvers you've seen with professional edge stuff. Things that you can use limited, but it's still fun and optional for it. Now this one, I love this one. Submission Expert. You need a couple of things. You need a D10 athletics roll, you need a D8 fighting, and you need a D6 strength and agility, because you are doing a lot for this. Your expertise in submission holds will allow you to apply these holds quickly and effectively. You get a +2 bonus to fighting rolls when initiating a submission hold, and additionally, your opponents will take a D6 advance each round you maintain the hold. So it's a deadly version of the crushing grip almost, but it works a little different because you're not just necessarily holding them, you're going for submission holds so you can't chain those together. Now, elusive fighter, should be karate fighting and stuff like that. You will need a D10 agility for this. Can be subject to change to D8. If you twist my arm well enough, better your agility and your foot will make you difficult to hit. The benefits of this is you gain a +1 bonus to the parry and a +1 bonus to evasion rolls. So it kind of gets you more in a defensive stance of things, and it helps you definitely in that round. Now, the last one I have introduced for now, we call this one Power Strike. So it's a veteran one, you need a D10 strength, D8 fighting. So you channel all your strength into a single devastating blow. Think of how like breaking the rocks and everything that you've seen in all those martial arts flicks. So, once per encounter, you can make an arm strike for +2 bonus to damage. If the attack is successful with raised, the target is also damaged. Yes, you could technically chain this with wild attack if you really wanted to, but again, you can only use it once per encounter, so you better keep that in mind. So, before we get to the next portion of the things, if you guys are enjoying what you're seeing, reading, or hearing about, just leave me a like, subscribe, or just leave me a comment and let me know what you think of what other things I've presented so far. Anyway, so the last section here, we're going right into professional edges. So this is going to be one of the ones that are different than most. This one will involve new setups, new things for it. So basically, we got ones like Boxer. You need a D6 strength, D8 fighting, and D6 athletics. You have trained in order boxing, master from your blows, or then you get the idea of how boxing works. So you get a +1 bonus to fighting rolls when you make a successful unarmed strike. In addition, you can take a defensive stance, giving you a +1 bonus to parry for 1 round. You've kind of know the defensive stance you can kind of already do in Savage Bulls. You can chain those together if you really wish. The advantage of having that. So Wrestler, here you go. You need D6 athletics, D8 strength, D6 fighting. Again, all these are subs to change. Don't mind me if they seem off. I'm just giving you an idea of each of the concepts right now, where I got going for you. The benefits and everything will mostly stay the same. It's everything else that will decide to. But anyway, your wrestler will make, what wrestling will make you a formidable grappler and a takedown artist. So you get a +2 bonus to rolls to grapple and take down an opponent. And additionally, you can choose that fucking D4 damage when you successfully grapple an opponent. So a nice little incentive of everything else for that. Now, the Zenjutsu, you guys know them, they're feared, they're dangerous. So for this one, you need a D8 athletics and a D8 agility and a D6 fighting. So with this, you're focusing on submissions and ground control mostly. So you get a +1 bonus to roll major escape grapples. And additionally, you could also attempt submission holds to the free action when you successfully grapple opponents. So that's a really big deal, people. Most of the time, if you're going to try to do this at the same round, you're going to suffer that multi-action penalty for that. So you could move right away and swoop on people for it. Now, Kickboxer. Pretty easy. D6. Free most of your physical things, your agility and your strength, and D8 fighting. So your training in kickboxing does allow you to do kicks and maintain strong defensive footwork for things. You get a +1 fighting bonus when making kicks. In addition, you could take a defensive stance just like in boxing. You're getting a +1 bonus to parry for 1 round, so it's not permanent, it helps you for a little bit. Now, the last one I have for now, these can also help the chains get more things. So this one's called Judo Practitioner. You need a D8 fighting, D8, at DA Athletics and D6 Strength at least. So your judo training focuses on throws and levers to control your opponent. So you gain a +2 bonus to fighting goals when attempting to make a throw, and additional, the opponents are automatically shaken when you launch them for that. Now, these new background edges and combat edges do provide you with diverse and specialized abilities tailored to each fighting art, enhancing the effectiveness in MMA striking and grappling combat scenarios, so I did make those with those in mind. Now, I want to say right now here, we're going to be focusing on more things in the future. The next one might be on hindrances, if you guys care about that. Or, once again, you guys let me know what you guys think will be relevant and more interesting for you. But for now, that's kind of the building blocks on some edges I have designed right now. We have room to make more in the future, polish them up, put the proper edges. I have the things written down. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.